humble opinion, I think it's a very good time to be a fan of Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And no, I'm not talking about the first team today under Ange Postecoglou. Today, I'm reflecting on the youth academy that we have at our disposal. Because, if you're not aware, we are actually producing some very high caliber youngsters who hopefully in the next few years will be in and around the first team. And you know, Tottenham's youth academy has been something that the club have invested a lot in over recent years, but we haven't had many players come through this youth academy. Obviously, the most notable is the world class and talisman of the club over recent years, Mr. Harry Kane himself. But apart from that, you go down the years and you think of maybe the likes of Oliver Skipp, Harry Winks, Andros Townsend, Carl Walker-Peters, Jake Livermore, Stephen Corker, who don't really, or didn't really, set the world alight. But now, and this season has proven that Tottenham can win a trophy because the Under-21 side won the Premier League 2 at the weekend, beating Sunderland 3-1 to secure the silverware and the trophy. And this Under-21 side is impressive. It's got the likes of Will Lankshear in it, Jamie Donley, Alfie Dorrington, to name just a few of the players in that team. And over recent years in the transfer market, Tottenham are trying to make the squad younger and get rid of some of that older deadwood. You know, another youth academy prospect, Alfie Devine, has been on loan this season. Ashley Phillips was brought in and taken out on loan as well. And even Lucas Bergvall, who's a very impressive wonder kid and one for the future and hopefully features for Tottenham Hotspur this season. But we're not talking about any of them today. We're talking about a player in particular who you've probably heard of if you haven't been living under a rock. But his name is 16-year-old Mikey Moore. Now, Mikey Moore, in the title I have suggested, he's very similar to that of Harry Kane, but I'll get onto that in due course. But if you don't know about Mikey Moore, here's a little bit of a fact file about him. He's featured regularly for our under-18s in the 2022-23 season while he was a schoolboy, helping us complete the under-17 and under-18 Premier League Cup double. That was obviously a few years ago. He scored a sparkling brace in the under-17 final as Spurs defeated Nottingham Forest at the City Ground a few years back. That was obviously very impressive. But this season, he's also been a jewel in the crown. He is the jewel in the crown of the Tottenham Hotspur Academy. You know, if I look at his stats on the screen right now, for the under-18s in the Premier League, 12 appearances, 14 goals, 8 assists. In the Premier League this season, he's also made 2 appearances. And in the FA Youth Cup, he made 2 appearances, 2 goals, 1 assist. So in total, 16 appearances, 16 goals and 9 assists. He's very versatile as well, which is useful for Tottenham's first team in the future. He can play left wing, centre forward, attacking mid and centre mid as well. And he's got a very nice style of play. He's very tricky. He's got good dribbling, a nice turn of pace and can find a pass as well. And obviously he has an eye for a goal and an assist as well, which is obviously something that Tottenham are looking for in the transfer window this season. But at 16 already, Mikey Moore is showing the capability to be the next best thing, the next world-class player for Tottenham Hotspur, you know, replacing that mantle of Harry Kane. Maybe I'm being a bit over the top because he is just 16. He's still got a lot to develop. You know, he's not the most physical of characters, but he is still young. And with time, he will develop that sort of caliber in his play, which doesn't worry me too much at this time. But he's also been storming it for the England Under-17s at the most recent UEFA European Under-17 Championships. He's really been, you know, one of the stars of the tournament. You know, he is the joint top goal scorer currently at the time of recording with 3 goals and 4 assists at the tournament. Some absolute worldies have been scored by him against the likes of Spain as well. He is really showing the rest of Europe and world football that he is, you know, got that potential to, you know, maybe take Tottenham to a level and his own game to a level, which is really, really good to see. And you know, as I keep saying, Tottenham have invested a lot in their youth academy, and it is probably coming to fruition. You know, that style of play that seems to be trickling down from the first team is going to the under-21s and now the under-18s. And that, you know, versatile attacking football where these players will be able to thrive is, you know, becoming important. You know, he has seen some first team minutes this season under Ange Postecoglou, obviously towards the end where we didn't have too much to play for, but Jamie Donley has also seen some first team minutes, which is good. And this wouldn't have been the case under the likes of Antonio Conte and Jose Mourinho. They don't really invest in youngsters, do they? They want the proven product, but Ange is willing to do this. And even most recently, for Tottenham's in-house media, he did an interview after making his Premier League debut.
And we're joined down here at pitchside by debutant Mikey Moore. Congratulations, Mikey. How did you find it out there?
Yeah, no, it was good. The pace was so quick, but it felt crazy coming on. It felt like I was like playing FIFA. It felt mad.
So is that the biggest thing that you noticed, the pace of the game?
Yeah, coming on, just trying to press, but obviously they moved the ball so quick. But yeah, I got a couple touch for the ball. Hopefully some more soon. Hopefully.
Living the dream, mate. I mean, this is what we want to see. You have to understand how happy everyone connected with the club is when you step on that pitch. This is what it's about. This is what we all want to see, what the fans want to see, coming through the system, stepping onto the pitch.
Yes, obviously, like as a young player coming through the academy, it's all you want really. You want to make your debut, so coming on, it's probably the best feeling I've ever had, to be fair.
Talk us through your season, mate, because it's been a bit up and down, isn't it? You've had a few injuries, haven't you? Because I mean, everyone saw you in the last season. You're absolutely on fire. Yeah. But this season's been a little bit disrupted, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a bit hard to get going at times. Like I've had a couple injuries at hard points in the season, especially like I come back after one, I've got another. But hopefully now just stay away from injuries and just keep going really.
Mikey, how's it been training with the first team? Can you give us some insight to what that's been like the last few weeks?
Yeah, no, it's been good to be like, it's good to see the level of the players, and it ups your level, I think. Like you start to get sharper, you start to get better on the ball. So it's been good to be like learning off of players like Sonny, Madders. Like, yeah, it's been unbelievable, really.
And has Ange Postecoglou said much to you? Has he given you much instruction? What's been happening with that?
Yeah, he spoke to me at times, but it's all the coaching staff. So they all play their part in it. Just told me as I come on the pitch, basically just enjoy it. Really, that's all it's about. So yeah, I try to.
Mikey, just very finally, now that you've had that experience, you've had a few minutes out there. I know it's only been a little while since you've come off the pitch. Have you got the bug? Have you got that feeling? Oh, I just want to be back out there again.
Yeah. I was asking the ref how long to go. As soon as I come on, I wanted it to keep going.
Add another few on there.
Yeah. I was trying to tell him, but yeah, I just want to get on again. Really, hopefully, many more. To be fair.
Mike, it was a tough result tonight, but we're so proud of you. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Well done.
Cheers.
And Mikey, just to let you know, you are our youngest ever Premier League player.
It's unbelievable, to be fair.
In you go, into the record books.
In case you didn't know that.
Yeah, I got told straight away as soon as I got off the pitch.
Lots more to come.
So the big one, why have I compared him to Harry Kane? It is quite a big overarching opinion, but at the same level, at the same age, they were producing the same numbers. So I mentioned Mikey Moore's numbers earlier, but these were the numbers that Harry Kane was putting up at the same age. So in July 2009, on his 16th birthday, Kane signed a scholarship contract with Tottenham. In the 2009-10 season, Kane played 22 times for Tottenham's under-18s, scoring 18 goals. So they were doing similar sort of numbers at the time, but also, I think they're very similar styles of play. Obviously, Kane has developed his style as he's got older, you know, bringing people into play, showing that versatile range of passing and having an eye for goal. Mikey Moore's shown that currently at 16 with the under-17s and under-18s at Tottenham as well. And I just think, you know, there is obviously going to be comparisons between, you know, Kane and Mikey Moore because of the club connection and all that, and their English connection as well. But I do see, you know, when you look at compilations side to side, they're very similar in those play styles. And I just think, you know, lots of people are talking about, obviously, when Phil Foden came through at Manchester City, obviously a lot older now, but even now in the current, in this year and this season, we've seen Kobe Mainoo really impress for Manchester United for an 18-year-old. But Mikey Moore, 2 years younger than him, is showing already that he might have that capability to already step up into the first team. As I said, he's already made Premier League appearances this season. He has got that potential, in my opinion. And it's not just me who believes this. Tottenham legend and former captain Gary Mabbott has agreed, and does think the similar sort of thing. He's drawn parallels between Mikey Moore and Harry Kane, thinking he can go to the next level and start playing first team football. And, Gary Mabbott, he was speaking to TalkSport earlier in the year and said, we have a lot of players out on loan at the moment, as most clubs do have. We have youngsters coming through. We have a young lad called Mikey Moore, a striker, who we are hoping to be in the Harry Kane sort of mould. We have a fantastic academy and a lot of work is taking place. Obviously, he is, Gary Mabbott, love him to bits. He is obviously a former captain and ambassador for Tottenham, so he will, big up this player, big up the club, all those sort of things. But you can't argue with what he's got to say. For years we've been crying out for more academy players getting chances, playing for the first team, playing for this football club. You got to think of the likes of the players down the years. When we've seen the likes of Harry Winks and Oliver Skip, I know we joke, but, they do give their all and they have been good, faces for the football club, young fans coming through. But now it's time for this next level. As I keep saying, the likes of Mikey Moore, the likes of Jamie Donley being given a chance. They have so much potential. And in a recent conversation I had with the Irish Hotspurs, Dave, he is very over what our youth academy is doing at current. And he had a lot to say about different players in that academy who have got a lot of potential going forward.
Jamie Donley has to be one. He's ripped it up on your under-21s this season. And look, what a rise by the guy. He came through the academy as a striker. Last season, then, he sort of doubled up with the underage squad and the under-21s because of a lot of injuries we had. But not only did he move from striker, he was asked to play centre midfield, winger, etc. And he he was still scoring and assisting goals no matter where he was asked to play last season, despite it being a very sort of poor campaign. And people forget, the kid's only 18, 19 years of age. He's not on the old side of the under-21s. He's on the young side. And it's just the stuff I've seen him do this season. I mean, I've seen him play at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium twice this season. The first time he was pinging balls around like De Bruyne. I mean, some of the passes he was making, some of the assists he was laying on for people, De Bruyne-esque. And I've seen that continuous over the course of the season with that sort of eye to be able to split defenses. Sometimes you get players on the ball and they're always trying to get to the player's feet. This guy has a sort of, what would you call, a mind beyond that, where he puts the ball between the centre-back and the full-back for the winger to run onto, which is sort of splits the back line, takes the full-back out of play, gets them in behind. He's got a complete different brain to everybody else I've seen in that team to a large degree. But not only that, some of the goals this guy scored, I've seen him score one against Man United a few weeks ago. It was Cantona-esque, just sort of the way he chipped it in. The one at Liverpool the other day, he really pulled us through the mire in that game. We weren't really at it for large parts. Next thing, Donny takes the ball off a Liverpool player, looks up, chips the keeper. And the only player I've seen do that for a long time was Beckham against Wimbledon back all them years ago. Absolutely unbelievable. But not only that, this kid's the leader as well. People forget that. He's the leader of this under-21 side at such a young age. He's got it. He's got the work rate. He's got the mental, stability. And he's also brilliant in terms of off the ball and on the ball. He's really got it. I'm going to go as far as saying I want an inquest if he doesn't get a good run of opportunity at Tottenham Hotspur. There's no way you can mess this one up. We have a generational talent on our hands there. Mikey Moore is another one, very talented. You're seeing that he's up with the senior team the last few weeks, up there. I question how much of that is to do with the injuries that we're carrying, that we don't have backup forward players, but also the fact that they didn't want to break the under-21s up because they have silverware to play for at the end of this campaign. But he's a supremely talented player, Mikey Moore. But the other one that doesn't get enough mention is Tyrese Hall. This guy has had an absolute phenomenal campaign, Sonny. He started off with the under-18s this season. A massive trademark of him is not only that he's good on the ball, technically can play box to box, good out possession as he good is in possession. But he likes to hunt the ball over. And when he turns it over, he's also got end products. Sometimes he doesn't even need players to play with. He'll just go on and put it in the back of net himself. Then he got into the under-21s in and around this sort of winter period. Walked into the under-21s, straight into the lineup, and has been one of their best players for the rest of this campaign as well. Scoring goals, assisting goals. You know, one thing I really like about him, he's got a great passing range. Doesn't always need to play the simple thing. He mixes his game up an awful lot, which makes him very hard to play against. And he was on the bench for the Man City game there the other day. And you know, we recently tied him down to a 5-year contract. He's absolutely phenomenal. Dorrington is another one I think we should give an opportunity to. I think he's sensational in terms of on the ball, playing out from the back. He's absolutely brilliant. He has no problem with that side of the game. And defensively, I think he's very good as well. Josh Keeley, potentially, with Fraser Forster only having 1 year left on his contract. Could we see him in the future? There's been a lot of talk about Santiago, Yago Santiago. But where people miss is the fact he's already 21. I think he's already on the older side of the under-21, so has never been anywhere near given an opportunity in the first team. And he's only 1 year left on his contract. I know many people maybe look at this sort of campaign he's had and expect him to come in, but I don't. I just think with the age of him, he doesn't look any better than some of the other guys around him. You know, you look at Donley and Hall, they're Dorrington. They're miles above anybody else around them. So they're the ones for me that I'll be looking at. Soonsup-Bell is a bit hit and miss. He's had a poor end to the campaign, to be brutally honest with you. Will Lankshear is another one. He scored a lot of goals this season. But my problem with Will Lankshear is, Sonny, and this, look, I guess this way, you know, he's still got plenty of time to work on this. But sometimes he can have 5, 6 really good chances per game. I might only take 1 or 2. If he really wants that opportunity at the next level, he has to be taking 5 of them 6 chances at the underage level. I think he really needs to work on his finishing before he ever really gets that sort of opportunity. And I know a lot of people say, oh, but Harry Kane. I think the difference between him and Harry Kane is everyone always said Harry Kane's finishing was excellent. You know, with Lankshear, I think he's a lot to work on in that regard. But yeah, that's my breakdown of the under-21s. I would go with Donley and Tyrese Hall as the two that I think definitely will see. And Phillips being given the opportunity at some point as well.
So yeah, I'm optimistic. I agree with this comparison. I think Mikey Moore has all that potential at Tottenham to go to that next level. I'm not saying he's going to be a Harry Kane overnight, but with the right coaching and the right facilities, he could go all the way. I know it's bold, but I do agree with the point. I do really think he could be a world-class player one day. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. How do you rate Mikey Moore? What do you make of him? Do you think he could be the next Harry Kane at Tottenham Hotspur? But if you have enjoyed it, why don't you leave a like on the video, subscribe to Sonny Talk Spurs, hit the notification bell as well. Link in the description to become a member. Only 99p a month for that privilege. It really helps support me as well. But until next time, I'll see you guys pretty soon. Ciao.